Welcome back to Women in the Loop, where powerful women share their stories, their style, and the lessons that keep them inspired, grounded, and of course, in the loop. Today, I'm sitting down with a woman who truly embodies what it means to blend purpose with polish, Engie Hassan. She's the founder of Engie Style, the co-founder of Revellist, and a force in the world of fashion, wellness, and women's empowerment. From styling icons like Princess Amira, Lady Gaga, and Kate Middleton, to redefining what rest and emotional wellness mean for modern women. Engie has built a life and brand that celebrates both beauty and balance. We're diving into everything from her early fashion days to entrepreneurship, motherhood, and how she uses her voice to inspire women to honor themselves inside and out. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's get in the loop with Engie Hassan. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
It's great to see you. I have known Engie for a good 10 years. She helped me style an event 10 years ago, and we have remained close ever since. And she is an incredible force in fashion, style, and now in the wellness industry.
Thank you.
I'm excited.
I mean, with that intro, I can't even say anything. That's so kind.
No, it's
very
great.
kind of you.
I want to talk a little bit about your career. It's been dynamic for sure. And I want to get into a little bit. You started from the editorial world of Vogue to founding Engie Style and co-founding Revellist. What first drew you into the world of fashion and style?
For me, it was when I was literally in middle school, and I watched my mother. She was an entrepreneur, getting ready every day and having the challenge of getting dressed as a professional and still keep her beauty. Like, she wanted to look powerful, but still look like, hey, I'm dressed up. I look great. I care. And she always did look great. She wore full color suits. She always matched, but it took how much energy it took from even our time to go get all the looks
Yeah.
was such a thing for me. And then I was like, it's a real need. If she had had like a personal shopper, she could have done all this stuff for her, or someone that could make her things. And of course, there were people out there that could, but for me at that age, there wasn't that information out there really.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started to like really love wanting to go to fashion school, and I started to take high school fashion classes at FIT.
It's incredible. You're an Egyptian American.
Yes,
which
I
is
am.
very exciting. And you started your career in fashion publishing. How did those early experiences shape your identity and creative voice?
I started my internship at Vogue. I was a senior at FIT, and it was kind of incredible because I wanted to actually have an internship at Ralph Lauren. I wanted to do fashion design. I didn't know fashion styling was a thing. Like, I knew it was a thing, but I didn't think it was going to be what I really had passion for until I, with luck, I was at a Staples, and I ran into an editor who liked my clothes, and she was there doing something and asked me, "What are you doing?" Told her I was pretty much printing things for resumes for internships, and she said to me, "Well, Vogue has an internship. Would you like to be a part of Vogue and intern there?" So I was kind of like, "Well, I want to be a designer. Does that make sense?" And she was like, "Yes, it definitely makes sense." So she's like, "What do you love?" And she saw that I had accessories, and we talked a little bit more. And I told her I love jewelry, I love accessories. I just think it completes the look. It identifies somebody differently. It could brand you. And she was like, "Well, we have an opening for the accessories closet." So I went the next day as an intern, and through that, I saw that my heritage of being Egyptian and the love of mixing gold with silver, antique, was something that they were looking forward to. I remember that winter, my family went to Dubai for the first time, and this was 2005. So you have to remember, this is like 20 years. It's going to be 20 years this year. So I came back with all this jewelry, and it wasn't like I'm going to be like, "Hey, look at this jewelry," because, I'm still an intern, but I still wanted to communicate that I was going on the trip, and I brought some things that were, I thought, fascinating and different, and they really loved it. They really liked some of the pieces, and actually one of the necklaces made it to Teen Vogue because it's under Condé Nast. So
Yeah,
one of my necklaces that I bought made it into an editorial.
that's fantastic.
And they told me I had an eye that for accessories.
Absolutely. And style.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And style. And you've styled some incredible figures
Yes. I have.
from Princess Amira to
Yes.
Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Was there a defining moment when you realized your work was about more than just fashion?
Fashion will always be the foundation of who I am because I do believe that through fashion, you can move mountains. And meaning is like every culture, every person wears clothes. So, and everybody needs to wear clothes. So I feel like it can embody a person and give them something to be excited for. And I never want to lose that. With what I'm doing now, I feel through what I've learned through my personal shopping clients that what I was able to do for them was dress them, and they felt that it changed them in a way that impacted their lives in an empowering way. So the first 5 years, maybe even 10 years, I just always was like, okay, thank you. And they would be like, you changed my life. And I really didn't understand it until I went through postpartum in 2019. I had a baby, then 2020, 21. I was like, like it's hard. And then I started to say that to my trainer. I would be like, you've changed my life. I feel stronger now. I feel like I can actually like lift my kid again. And during that time, I was styling many different men and women that I think the pandemic and other things, change of life, having children, affected them and their style, which affected their emotional wellness and their mental state. And then they would tell me that the way that I was able to take them out of that through fashion made them feel healthier, and literally would use the words, you've changed my life, thank you. And I literally would cry because I'd be like, this is unreal, no way. But I think when I sat with myself, it was about making them feel good, and it changed their emotional wellness.
Yes.
So I said, what more could I do to help people?
It ties together.
It ties together.
Which is incredible. You don't realize how important it is to feel it's part of feeling good. And it's all mental health even.
It really is.
I 100% agree.
And it doesn't have to actually be like you have to wear this brand or this, this different outfit every day. It's more about like what makes you feel good. It could be fabric. It could be the color on your skin. It could be just getting up and getting dressed.
Yes. And I think if you feel good, it shows. And I think your energy shows out there. If you're feeling like you look good,
Exactly.
it shows to other people.
Agreed.
And it's that positive energy. I love that. And it's true. I agree 100% with that. I'm all about fashion and stuff.
Yes, you are. You always look great. Look at you now.
I just really love it. I'm obsessed with it. How has your personal definition of success evolved since you began your journey?
I think it's definitely changed. It's funny because I'm still battling understanding what success is. I personally think I know what success is and what it means to me, but I do think there's many people in my life that I want them to think I'm successful, and I'm working on understanding like, is that important when I know I'm doing something?
You are successful.
Thank you.
I mean, really.
Thank you.
And you are, but I think you're right. You feel that you have to prove something? Is that?
Yeah, I think it's because fashion is not seen as something on a level of other entrepreneurship, like business careers. But I think for me, it's like I've been doing Engie Style for 16 years, and it's been successful for 16 years. I have clients I've had since I started, and to me, that's success. And I love what I do, so that's a personal success for me.
Yeah.
I wake up every morning and excited to do what I do, and that's in the branding. I think of it is great. Like we collaborate with so many beautiful brands and nonprofits, and that's success for me.
And you're giving back a lot.
And we're giving back. I think in the beginning, I was more focused on like, in magazines written about like as a great stylist, or my clients getting in every magazine. And even if they were getting in it, if they weren't making like the top list, I would think I'm not. Even though it's like you just started 1 year, how are you going to be like? Give yourself time. But I think for me, it's like I started to see insiders of the fashion industry would reach out to me to like understand even how retail is moving because of all my personal shopping and all of my branding with other companies and helping designers, like small businesses. So I started to understand like that is success. It doesn't always have to be, front page news. It can be success like just having these conversations with the biggest companies.
Absolutely.
Like, it doesn't have to be in your face or like on a.
No, you're
you know.
right. You're
Yeah.
right. That's a very good point. And
But we're so used to it now because of social media. We want to
it's
brag.
such a different world. I know. And
We want to brag.
we want to brag.
Yeah.
And I think because of social media, you almost feel like you have to.
Yeah.
Because even though you may not be competing, in your mind, you're
You're competing with yourself from yesterday.
From a minute ago. I mean, absolutely. I see that.
It's a battle.
It is. And I think you have to, again, it ties into feeling good about
what you're doing
and yourself.
And on that note, I think now where I'm more mature, I started 23. I was very young starting a business.
Yeah.
And then now I think for me, it's like social media is a part of any brand. And I think it has to be there. But for me, it's kind of like here's my portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what's going on. I'm not using it as a space where I need to have justification. So like sometimes I'll even turn off the comments. Sometimes I'll even just post.
I agree.
Or we have assistants doing it.
Yeah.
And we don't have to look back every minute because it does make you feel a little insecure of what you accomplished if you're not going viral.
Yeah, I know. It's a very different world than 10 years ago.
I've talked to some women on like Fortune 500 companies in C-suite, and they're telling me, "What? That doesn't matter." And I'm like, "Yeah, but doesn't it?" And they're like, "No, it doesn't."
No, and you can't let it.
Yeah,
you really can't. You can't let it, and it's hard.
It is very hard. Yeah,
but you kind of have to try not to. You're right. Turn off the comments.
And I think with my business partner, she was never about that area, so she's super successful. I'm very lucky to work with her. That I feel like I've started to understand it more too, seeing someone that didn't come from a creative and media background.
Mm-hmm.
She was creative in fashion, but not like where we have those posts and all that.
Right. You've collaborated with Dior to Tiffany and Company. How do you decide which partnerships to align with?
I have to really believe that what they're selling and want me to have my name attached to works for my clients. And then I like it to have some incentive for my clients. Are they teaching them how to wear the look a few times? Are they giving them something like, bring back some of your pieces and we can refurbish them. Mm-hmm. We can show you from our new collection and some of the pieces you already have, how we could put them together. So I want them to have something more than just buying. Mm-hmm. For me, it's like an experience.
I was just going to say, yeah.
That they have with the brand. I want to make sure the brand aligns with just being empowering. Mm-hmm. And also care about the clients for longevity.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
And that's Women in the Loop. And that's you. I love that. I love it.
10 years of it's our anniversary.
I know. Happy anniversary. Revellist focuses on redefining rest and emotional well-being. What inspired you to connect fashion and wellness? Because I see them as tying in beautifully. Yeah. It's just amazing.
Yeah. We kind of touched about it earlier. It's more like I just saw that the same people who were coming to me that are my clients, I'd be like, oh, we're all going to go on a hike. Mm-hmm. You want to come?
Perfect,
and you start learning that women above the age of 35, it is harder to make friendships. Mm. And it's harder to make friendships that align with what your purpose is and what you want. And also just kind of like this, like I'm going through something and other people are, but you don't have to talk about it. You just know like, oh, wow, I'm not alone. Everyone's going through something. So I think it came about because I was going through so many different things and the fashion, seeing my clients going through so many things, and we just start building. I already came from different communities through Engie Style and other communities growing up. And same thing, my business partner. And then we were both going through probably the hardest time of our lives at the same time, but completely different things. And just being able to be there, we were like, how can we do that for everybody? Everyone who wants this. So we decided we're both, in fashion. We have 2 decades of fashion, both of us. And we were like, we want people to feel good. So that's where the fashion comes in. And then we want to build a community. So you have somewhere to go. And the community is going to be supportive. And then that's where all the advisors come and doctors and tastemakers on our app.
It's so great. Yes. I love it. I'm very excited. Just to go back to style, mm-hmm. and then I want to touch on everything. You've styled women across industries, from royalty to athletes. What do you think personal style communicates about inner strength and confidence? And we just touched on that before.
Yes. So there is a tug of war when you're styling any personality. It doesn't matter if it's the most successful woman in the world. It doesn't matter if it's someone who is their first time getting styled. I think that the foundation needs where they feel confident, and you have to I walk through it with them. I make them boards and make them understand, like, show me everything that you wish or who you love or what you like. And then I'm going to show you how this works with your body, with what you want to brand yourself, what you want to do, and empower you through what you think is going to empower you. Because sometimes, like, we don't know. We're seeing so many different things. So I always want to be like, this is what will really work for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it doesn't matter who you are. Fashion will empower you if you do it the way that works for you, not against you.
And makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that people will see on social media, they'll see certain fashion and they'll think that, oh, I want to be that. But is that you? Yeah.
And you could take from it. Like, so like maybe it's the shoulder that you really love.
Right.
Maybe it's the color.
That's great.
So we do the board, and then I'll be like, and I'll be like, this is privacy. Like, we have an NDA signed. And it doesn't matter if they're showing me different celebrities that are different age groups or different silhouettes. Show me everything you love.
Right.
And then there'll be some kind of pattern. Sometimes it really is the color, or it's always this amazing blazer that's like has, padded shoulders.
Right.
So there is something that they see. They're like, oh, so it's really not the person. They'll see that like it is, or it's not even the brand. They'll just see it's like a color or it's something, but because their eye, you're seeing more of that like celebrity on through advertisements and social media because they're famous. You're thinking it's that you want to look like that person, but when you sit there collectively and do some of the research, it's more about what they're wearing. It could be just the color. It really could be the silhouette of it.
That's great. Yeah, that's a very good point, and that's true. You have to pay attention to what it is that you love so much about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Advice would you give women who are trying to elevate their personal brand, whether professionally or just online?
I think the most important thing is to stay true to who you are. Yeah. So I think that's so important because that is what's going to work. It's also going to feed your soul.
Yeah.
And then you're going to keep going.
Right.
So if you really want to do, and then, when you ask people for advice, ask people who are going to understand what your goals are.
Right.
Because if, I have some clients that come to me and they'll be so happy with what they picked. They'll leave because they text their look to their mom or their sister or their, friends. And they'll come back to me and be like, so-and-so said this. And I'm like, does so-and-so go to the Oscars? Do they know like what you need to wear? Like, this is your moment. Like, so you have to ask people who understand what, like if it's fashion, where you're wearing this. Because if I come in wearing like what I'm wearing now, but I want to do a collar with pearls for you, because I'm still a stylist.
It's beautiful.
But I want to like wear a sweatshirt because it's, showing up my brand. But if I'm going to a wedding, I'm going to wear something different than I'm going out with my girlfriends. So you have to see when you're asking advice, you really have to understand who are you asking advice and what are they saying to you?
Very good point.
I feel like women, we love to ask people for advice and other women to connect. And then it's not that the person could like want to make you fail. It's just like they just don't know who you are, what you want to do.
Yeah.
So or their industry. They might not be in the same industry as you.
And I think some people will put their own opinion, not really looking at you as a separate person. If they don't like something or they do like something, they're going to push that because that's their...
Or they just don't comprehend it.
Or they don't understand it.
I've seen it so much with myself and others. I've finally gotten to the point where like I have my go-to people to ask for advice. I've called you for advice for different areas. If it's media, if it's personal, if it's this. So like you have to like make sure that you believe in yourself and stick to what your vision is.
Yes.
And when you're asking for advice, make sure it's the right people that ask advice that will understand what your vision is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And really look at what inside you really feel, and then you can ask it, I think. Yeah. I mean, you can ask an opinion, but usually have the answer anyway.
Yeah. And why does
intuition?
Why do so many people need to know and need to give us advice on
I know.
stuff?
I know. I think it's security.
I'm like the first person to like have been working through this.
Yeah.
I would ask 6 different people, but they're not even in my industry. Like, why would I even care?
Yeah.
But it's just this thing where you want to feel accepted and you want to like have a conversation because they're talking about something that like you want to feel like maybe a little bit of a I wouldn't say bragging, but sharing because sharing is caring. But then don't ask for the advice. So I'm working on it, but I think I've definitely gotten a lot better with it.
You've been recognized as New Jersey's Businesswoman of the Year and one of Manhattan Magazine's Emerging Entrepreneurs of the Year. I mean, it's amazing.
Thank you.
What have been your biggest lessons in leadership?
There's so many. I think I continue to learn every day as a leader. And when I do, so especially on movie sets, when I'm the costume designer, I'm also the head of the department.
Mm-hmm.
So I have many different talent creatives under, and like I have to communicate with them. It could be like 30 people and many different personalities. But I think for me, it's, I have I have compassion for people and I don't want to lose that. So I feel like sometimes people say if you're a leader, you have to be strong and you can't like bond with them. You can't be friends with them. But I feel like we don't have to make it like you're becoming friends with somebody because you're having compassion. I learned that there is a great balance where you have to have compassion for the people that work with you because that is how they show up and giving you their 100%. If you don't care and don't ask if you see somebody really having a difficult day or something is not normal and you just brush it off because you're not supposed to, bond with your colleagues, because you're the leader. I find it so ridiculous. But I was told that like in the beginning, they'll be like, well, you're too friendly with like your team. And I'm like, and maybe, I personally think that it's really great. I think it's important as a leader to understand. And I've learned a lot that there's a fine line, but there's definitely, I think, having compassion for the people you work with and hearing other people's ideas. The world evolves so quickly that like I'm fine if an intern comes to me and tells me, try this. This is a better way.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be as leaders understanding that it's okay to like get advice from other people within our team and hearing new ways. I actually come up with this after we get the script and we break down everything and get our budget. I do like a group meeting to say, hey guys, any ideas how we could do this better than we did it last time?
Mm-hmm.
And here are some of the notes, and then I'll even let them choose things that they might have more passion that they want to work on before I see what I thought I wanted them to work on.
I think that's part of leadership that a lot of people don't realize, and that makes you successful.
It's a team effort.
100%. No matter what it is, I agree. I think that's wonderful.
The one part that's hard with being a leader, I think, is when people come too much to you for emotions, like,
you have to.
And they're having a lot of issues with other team members.
Yeah.
And then that's where I'm working on how I can, this is not the time we can talk about this. Let's get the job done today. Like, because we're on a movie set. We need to keep going. Like, they're not stopping this for us. We're on time.
You are. And time is money.
And sometimes my answer to them is like, you guys have to learn how to work together. You have to figure it out. We're all big girls and boys right now. We got to do this.
And it's a short amount of time.
It could be 3 months you're living with people. But I do try to choose the same team on and on.
That's great.
I think the problem is I'll have hierarchy. Everybody wants to feel like they're the boss. And I sometimes even be like, good morning, boss, to each person just to make them feel good. Like, I don't need the word boss to me. I don't really care for it. But I do feel like people want to be validated. And there are ways. Sometimes I'll make, like I took this from like kindergarten, my daughter's school, like I'll make little stickers. Like every day a week, somebody gets to be the leader of the team today. Like,
that's cute.
And like read the call sheet off. Like I know it sounds, but sometimes it makes people feel
it's like when you're
doing more.
Follow the leader and you're the first person online. It's the same thing. No, you need to feel that. I think that's a great success that you have because of that. I think that's important.
And I hear the mentees, like people I mentee, what they're complaining about, I'm like, really? They still think you're great, but they want to be amplified. They want encouragement, but they want to be told you're doing great.
Right.
So sometimes I don't have to say it exactly that way. I could just say like, hey, today was great that you were able to do A, B, and C.
Yeah. You're balancing 2 thriving ventures, Engie Style and Revellist, requires both creativity and discipline. How do you keep that balance of both?
I've been starting to pick and choose who I want to work with Engie Style. So it's not, I used to do a lot more. I would just never say no. And just being a mother now and being married and just life and getting older and just really understanding of like, I can't work 18-hour days every day. I'll go crazy. That I've been starting to pick and choose projects. And also the industry has a calendar we have higher peak times and lower peak times. And then Revellist, I'm a co-founder. So I have a business partner who, we're both 200% in, but when you're building a business and doing it all by yourself, it's completely different than having like literally a partner who is doing everything with you.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we just like, I have so much, so like, because Engie Style can go within Revellist with the fashion, then I still fulfill 100% fulfilled.
Yeah.
That if I'm not doing everything for
they
Engie Style.
complement each other, it's great that you found that. I mean, that's just
thank you.
Amazing.
It took a long time to get here, but
you're
I'm here.
You're here. I think of knowing you 10 years ago where you are now. It's amazing.
Thank you.
And you keep going forward.
Thank you.
It's incredible. You raised over $2 million for global relief and education through your work. What drives your commitment to philanthropy?
I felt very privileged growing up, and my mom always was a part of nonprofits. My parents came here, they were immigrants, and they worked so hard to give us everything that they possibly could for us. And, we were raised where we went to do charity all the time and did nonprofit. My mom was doing, but not just for like our culture. It was like for everything and anything. Like she cared about fostering in us that we have to care about our community, our country, our state, our county, the people that live next door to us. And I think seeing her do that from a young age, I just kind of like wanted to do it with her. And then I just saw like what you really can make a difference in people's lives. You really can. And a lot of the people like I collaborate with do it as well. So it's just kind of like we just became a community of doing this all the time in different ways.
It's wonderful. Yeah. Every time I talk to you, you're on another mission, which is incredible.
We try.
Yeah,
I'm sure you do too. Like we just have to.
Yeah, you do.
We can, and I think like with fashion, one thing I saw working at Vogue and all these wonderful companies was that they always made time to give back. Yeah. And then you meet all these people and have the resources. So it's kind of like I made sure like Engie Style, and even with Revellist now, we make sure that it's a part of our company, that we have to give back and do something.
Yeah. You said Revellist is about redefining rest, something many ambitious women struggle with. How do you personally create balance and space to recharge?
Yeah.
So I'm always looking for that.
So people always think rest is like you have to sleep. And when we for 2 years been asking in focus groups and people like define rest. And it's okay to be like, I don't get any. But people really think when we're saying rest means sleep, we're just saying like, take a deep breath, take a minute. Like even if there's a conversation that you're so done with that you have to think about every day, take a rest from it for a week and then go back to it. I also think like just different things. I used to be someone that didn't know how to turn it off. It was work all the time.
Yeah.
Now like and I've learned this from my business partner actually, Irene. Like I turn off, like once I get Ollie in the car, my daughter, I pick her up. I spend a quality time with her for like 2 hours. Everything else doesn't matter. It's turned off. And then, if there's time for me, if there's other things, appointments or calls I have to do, then I make sure there's time. And then at night now, I really am not doing the social media thing at night.
That's great.
It's
if hard,
you can limit.
But you should limit it.
If you can, like, I don't wake up to it first thing anymore, and I don't go to bed. And I used to like have to for work because I have to post, I have to see what's going on in the world. But I do think that, well, now I still think like LinkedIn's like the new Instagram and Facebook for career women and everything. You see them, they're doing the LinkedIn more than social media. Instagram, it's like all of it. But yeah. But I think that's the big step was for me. And then just like getting back in a rhythm of reading. I haven't read in years.
I know.
So I started to listen to podcasts. That went to audiobooks. And now I'm actually reading.
Isn't that great?
It's amazing. I'm part of book club. You'd be really proud. My best friend has been inviting me to a book club for 10 years. So every month you get a book. We're on a WhatsApp group. I still sometimes read the book, but I've never showed up till yesterday night. The first time I've ever showed up to the book club. It was actually incredible.
Yeah,
She never gave up on me, but do you see how incredible friends are? She could have just removed me from that. She's like, dude, you're not, but she didn't because one day you'll wake up.
That's so good.
So I think I just think like one thing at a time and stick with it until it becomes part of your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can add something.
Yes.
But for me, that is rest for me.
Yeah.
To like remove myself a little bit from social.
That is a big rest. Yeah, I agree.
You know,
with
like
that.
spending quality time with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Even calls with friends now, it's quality calls. I don't have to go to everything.
That's right. You can
I
say
always
no.
felt like as a mom, like you have to go to everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, we don't have to. We can go to like pick like 10 friends, birthday parties. Like for school, we have to do all of them because it's a thing in school and you don't want to not show up.
Right.
But we don't have to go to every single weekend's like a play date.
No.
You know, like let's have our own play date, me and her.
That's great. Talk a little bit about your invitation to the White House.
Oh my God, that was so incredible.
Yeah,
it was so incredible. I still I have the napkin.
Oh my
I kept the napkin. I think it was because
what an honor.
It was for me it was a couple of things. Being a girl in fashion from a small town that like people didn't really believe in you as it is. And then like when you were in the fashion industry, people were like, what's fashion? It's nothing. But then it was just, I think, one of the biggest milestones of my entire life to be invited and to actually have a moment with the president, the vice president.
And it was professional and culturally.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes. It was. I was invited for, which was even more incredible for Ramadan, for iftar, because I think for me, I always felt like I was never seen as like a Muslim because I'm not covered. And then also like I don't wear a hijab. And then at the same time, like, so like even in my own communities, it'd be like, they don't know what to do with me. Like I'm not liberal enough. When I'm not like strict enough, I guess. So I felt like, wow, like I'm here. Like, see, I'm here. I'm representing you guys.
See?
It was amazing.
That's incredible.
It was incredible.
I love that. I absolutely love that. You've served on boards from the American Ballet Theater to the Fashion Couture Committee. How do you choose causes that align with your purpose? I know we touched on this. Just briefly tell me what is important to you in finding that.
So for New York Restoration Project, Bette Midler's on the board of that. We built trees in New York, and we kind of, for me, it's really important to bring back some soul into the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always wanted to do something. And again, I try to pick things within the area that I'm already working in. So it's like I should give back to this, New York gives me so much, life and creativity. So why am I not giving it back?
That's great.
So I think that's really important. I'm on part of the American Ballet Theater because I love dance. I was a dancer when I was young, and I feel like it's really important to keep the entertainment in New York alive. Dance goes with fashion, I think. A lot of it does. And I was just really, a lot of the designers work hand in hand with it. A lot of my clients were going to it. And then I asked one of my clients about it, and she invited me one time, and I just thought it was like, I'm getting inspired going to the shows and like working on the clients I'm dressing them to go to it. Why not like give back to something, be a full circle? What a great
connection. Yeah, that is a full circle.
It's kind of like you're networking and giving back at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get to get inspired.
That's so great. I love it. As a woman working at the intersection of culture, fashion, and advocacy, how do you use your platform to inspire inclusivity and representation?
So from the beginning, I always wanted to make sure that I was very careful what I would communicate on my social media because first I'm a woman, so like we tend to whatever we say can become too emotional or too bitchy.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say that word? Like if you're too stern about something, and even if it's beyond intellectual, they would be like, "Oh gosh, she's so like just stick in your lane." And I remember one time someone said to me, and I took it very personal. They were like, why are you talking about any of these subjects? You should just stick to fashion. That's what you do best. And I feel like I'm very lucky that I have a platform and that I have a lot of people, especially young kids, boys and girls. Like I have more boys that follow me than girls that really are waiting for me to like give an opinion. But when I give an opinion, like even for voting, I never say like who you should vote for. I give the stats and how to vote. I think it's very important.
Yeah.
Like, just don't not vote or learn like why are you voting for this party and where can you go, and I'll put the dates to make sure everything's ready. And I think that's more empowering than like giving my opinion of who, what, where,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that's giving education. So like FIT had this incredible incubator where like they built, that's what my undergrad, they built for people to learn what voting even is and how it really works.
Yes.
So when I went there, I got really inspired and I was like, I have to make sure that people register and aren't lazy
Mm-hmm.
and really understand what the parties mean overall and what
Right.
everything is. So I think it's important for anyone.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. And I think it doesn't even matter if you have 5 followers. Those 5 people can have one person can make such a difference in this world. It really can.
It's interesting because I started doing this loop tip of the day on social media, and I really didn't think, I just was like feel good moments. I really wanted people just to inspire. I didn't think it was really that as important as it really was, because people reached out and said, "Oh, you didn't do one today. That really," or "It resonated with me today." Just
Yeah.
because you make a connection, you don't realize who you're connecting with.
Yeah.
And I think the more positive that we are out there, it makes a huge
It makes a huge difference. And I think too, like I've seen that some things I've communicated about, there have been people like on a whole other level would comment and say to me like, they would just be like, you know, this isn't really good for you to talk about at all. Because you're not saying who you're voting for. You're not making it clear.
Mm-hmm.
That's like no one's business. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Because I
No.
see all the kids like or people commenting, "Oh my God, thank you. I forgot." Or like, so during the pandemic it was a big thing. I would always repost or share knowledge of what doctors would say.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was pretty much about to like have Alia. So I was stuck in a bed.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't allowed to like do anything. And we all had to stay home. And I was like, what am I going to do all day? And I couldn't watch TV. I was scared for my husband. He was on the front line. So I was just like, really, like when you can't even watch TV, you're in like, so I started coming up with all these ideas for parents who have kids that are different ages, what they could do at home, what women could do that are single at home to like for organizations in their closets, organize your photos. Like I came up with, and like people would inbox me, especially men. And I think when I had Alia, for like 2-3 weeks, I was off social media. And the inbox was like, they were checking on me to make sure I'm okay because they didn't know what happened to me. They were like, thank you so much for all that knowledge you gave us. We didn't know. And it wouldn't be my because I'm not a doctor.
Right.
I brought on a dentist on the platform to talk about how to to take care of yourself while you can't go to the dentist. I brought on the primary care
What a
doctor.
great idea.
So it was like really great.
Yeah, to talk about Ollie, I want to bring that in real quickly because I love that name. It's
Thank
so
you.
beautiful. You're a mom. She's a young child.
Yes.
And you're leading multiple companies. What has motherhood taught you about leadership and self-care?
She herself will say to me, "You're going to have a meeting today with Irene? Okay, good luck. But are we going to play tonight?"
How old is she?
She's 5.
Oh,
She already is our like publicist. She
oh,
is
I
like,
love that.
she definitely has that little entrepreneur in her. Like
Of course she does.
we have merch, and when people come over, she's already like, "Are you guys all buying some Revellist merch today?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." And people would buy something, and she's like, "Just one?" And I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, oh my
she's
God."
good.
She's really good. But she definitely this year has gotten more real, like even now that I'm here, she'll be like, "Can I come?" And I was like, "Not this time. Maybe when you're a little bit older." And she'll be like, she's teaching me that like boundary time for work for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to spend quality time with her. So she's definitely making me remember like not to be so intense, because she gets intense now. She'll be like, "Okay, she pretends she's me or somebody, maybe Irene." She'll be like, "I have work. I have lots of meetings. I have a lot of calls. I got to," and she's doing this whole interaction with her Barbies.
Oh.
And this whole thing, and she's like, "Okay, guys, I have to go after work. You cook, you," and I'm like, "Oh my God, do I sound like this?" I have to take a deep breath
Yeah.
because I don't want her to think that that's life, you know?
Right.
So, but she's definitely taught me balance. Saturdays and Sundays are dedicated to my family, as literally 90% of it is dedicated to my family.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Are there any lessons you want her to learn on watching your journey?
I wish she would do what her heart desires. Like I did that,
Yeah.
but I really hope she is she's more stronger than I was. I went through this whole thing emotional throughout the whole time, feeling like I was never accepted.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just like, who cares if I wasn't? Like,
Yeah.
it's usually people in the creative industry or any industry could maybe not be accepted. So I really hope she chooses, like right now she wants to be a surgeon for hearts, to save hearts,
Wow.
because she loves hearts. That's her answer.
Aw.
And a ballerina. So I tell
Oh,
her,
that's
you could do
nice.
both. Why
She
not?
could.
Right? I was
Absolutely.
like, be a surgeon and open a studio with the money you make. Like,
That's so great.
but like she, and she really wants to do both. So I'm like, that's great. I just want her to like learn that you're not going to be loved and accepted by everybody for what you choose, but
Hmm.
do what's best that you really want to do and have
What
passion
makes you
for.
happy.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's business is hard in life. So if you don't love what you do, you're going to have a hard time in life to wake up and do it every day and put that smile
Yeah,
on your face.
that's true. I have a question to you as a younger you. Is there any advice that you would have given yourself about confidence and trust back?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would just say to myself, you're going to be so proud of yourself when you get older. So just do you and
Oh,
turn
I
off
love
all the
that.
noise.
It's so hard, but I think that
And
that
it's
would
okay
be.
that you don't you're not successful the first 5, 6 years that you start Engie Style. You're just a kid. Let it go. It's okay.
No, you
Yeah.
can't. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Tying into the Women in the Loop theme, what does being in the loop mean to you in life, in leadership, and in community?
I think it's important to stay in the loop by connecting to the people you love
Mm-hmm.
and making sure you're there for them
Yeah.
and staying grounded and always making sure you circle back to the people who are there for
Oh,
you.
I love that. It's coming full circle.
Yeah, it is.
And finally, how would you define a well-styled life? And then I want you to tell us how we can get in touch with you.
Sure. I think a well-styled life is something that you actually want to do. So if you want to wear jeans and sweatshirts and see your friends on Thursdays and run on the weekend, own it and do it. Do it for yourself, not for the gram. Do it. You
Right.
could post it, but I think a well-styled life is doing something that you really feel content with and you choose and not let people choose it for you.
You choose it for yourself.
Yeah.
I love that.
And people can, follow me on Engie Style, Engie Style, and our Instagram for Revellist.
What an inspiring conversation. Engie reminded us that true style isn't just about what you wear. It's how you live, how you lead, and how you care for yourself along the way. From her incredible career in fashion to her mission through Revellist to help women rediscover rest, she's proof that elegance and empathy can coexist and thrive. If today's episode spoke to you, make sure you're following Women in the Loop on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube, and stay connected with me on Instagram at Women in the Loop and Erika Lupo Author, or on Facebook at Erika Lupo or E in the Loop for daily inspiration and behind-the-scene moments. Until next time, stay inspired, stay confident, and stay in the loop.